Hey folks, Ian Akone here. Hey, one of the students in our class asked for help on this one. I thought I'd just make a video of it and send it to everybody. And then also this paper, I'm going to scan it and send it along with the video so you can have my work too. So 3/10 plus 5/14 plus 1/15. And I took the liberty of writing a few of the steps out. Step 1 is to find the LCD, and we've heard that for a long time, least common denominator. I take the two numbers here and not the 10 because many things are divisible by 10 because we have a 10 in the answer. So I'm going to try leaving that 10 out and just do the 14 times the 15. I can always include the 10 in the LCD if I need to. So I'll do 14 times 15 and see if that works for the LCD. And that's going to be 210. Well, it turns out it does work because it is, in fact, the lowest common denominator. And it's because 210 is divisible by 10. So 14 times 15 equals 210 is the least common denominator. Because this fraction, this denominator here, goes into this, what we think is the LCD, and it does go into it, then we don't need to include that 10 in the original multiplication. So, bunch of math there. Let's go into step 2. And I've written a couple things. Step 2 is to convert fractions. Convert fractions to common denominator. And like I said, you'll have all this handout, so you just print it out or whatever you want to do. Well, I started here a little bit. And I like to do boxes and lines to keep things organized because math gets, those numbers get jumbled around really quickly. So here we go, 310 and 3/10, and we want to convert it to a fraction with 210 on the bottom. And sometimes I use non-mathematical terms, well, because most people say the bottom. But it is the denominator, of course. But anyway, step A, you take the 210 divided by 10. There we go, those numbers, and it equals 21. And then our step B, I'm writing around my camera here, is the 21 times 3, and that is our 63. And we take that, and it's 63 over 210. There we go. So that's the first one. Now we'll convert the second one to a fraction with 210 on the bottom. Step A is 210 divided by 14, and that's going to give us 15. Step B is 15. We take that 15 right there and we multiply it times 5, that 5, and it gives us 75. So then our fraction equivalent, that's what they call them, is 75 over 210. So this is equivalent, which means the same as. If you reduce that to a decimal, 5 divided by 14 on your calculator. And then if you took your calculator and did 75 divided by 210, you get the exact same decimal. And so that means they're the same. And that's a big concept in medicine, equivalent dosages. And we'll get into all that. And you'll like it because that's what y'all want to do, which is cool. So then we'll convert 1/15 to a fraction with 210 on the bottom, and our step, just follow along. And then our step B is the 14 times 1 equals 14. And for the equivalent fraction, we get 14 over 210. Yeah. Let me move my camera down a little bit. And made my box too big, but I put a box around it. I like that. There's research that shows that when you put boxes around stuff like that, your brain, it's easier for your brain to categorize into, because that's what this is. We're making different categories out of it, but something I picked up. So let's now add our fractions of 63 over 210 plus 75 over 210. I hope I left enough room. Plus 14 over 210. And we're going to add them all up in the numerator at the top. You don't have to write this step, but me writing it sometimes it helps it all make sense by seeing it written out. And then that's 152. Like I said, you don't have to write that step if you don't want to, but if you want to, do it. And then we're going to reduce that, because notice that the 152, it ends in a 2, and 210 ends in a 0. So both of these are going to be divisible by 2. So we're going to go 152 divided by 2, and then 210 divided by 2. And then this is a step you don't have to write, but I do to show every single thing that's going on. 76 over 105. Booyah, look at that. That's the answer. Now what I did when I solved the problem is, and you can too, so check this out. I found a fraction calculator online, and just Google it, Google fraction calculator online. And I added these on a fraction calculator, and it gave me 76 over 105. I wanted to check my work, not because, well, I know I'm doing it right, but to show you how to check your work. And then you can also turn this into a decimal. Just once again, check your work, and you'll have a calculator on the tests. So it's 76 divided by 105, and we got 0.7238. And let's see if our decimal does. And well, of course it does. It's the 76 over 105. Or you could take if you're really curious and you just you're worried, you don't know, I don't know. You could take a calculator to this, and 152 divided by 210, and you'll get that same decimal. So there you go. Great question. Thanks a bunch. And asking that question helps everybody in the class, which is really, really cool. So talk soon. Keep the questions coming. Bye.